Claressa Shields is speaking again, and this time she did not have to say Remy Ma's name for everybody to understand who the message was about. After Remy Ma dropped WYFL and had the internet breaking down every bar, Claressa popped up on live stream with a message that sounded real unbothered on the surface. But the timing, the tone, the way she framed it, that is where things get interesting. She basically told people, "You don't like me, and what are you going to do about it?" Then she talked about all the tweeting, all the talking, and told people to move on. Now here is the real question. If Claressa is truly above the drama, why respond at all? Welcome back to Shadery. I'm Marcus Hale, and today we are not redoing the whole Remy Ma diss track story. We already know Remy fired off. Today, we are talking about Claressa's reaction, the quiet shade, and why this little live stream moment says a lot more than people think. Let's keep it clean and fair from the start. A lot of this drama is built on public comments, live stream clips, social media posts, and what fans believe people are implying. So we are not going to sit here and say every rumor is a fact, but we can talk about what was said publicly, how people reacted, and why this situation keeps pulling everybody back in. For a long time, Remy Ma and Papoose were seen as one of hip-hop's strongest couples. People looked at them like a black love success story. Papoose held Remy down publicly. Remy came home and rebuilt her career. They had the family image, the loyalty image, the we survived everything image. But once the split became public, that image cracked in front of everybody. Then Claressa Shields entered the public conversation, not just as a champion boxer, not just as the GWOT, but as the woman linked to Papoose while Remy and Pat were still going through their messy ending. And that is why every little post matters now. Every caption, every live stream, every interview clip gets treated like evidence.
Do you know what my life was like? Living with a rapper that recorded a whole, not an EP, a whole album every month? Boy, I'm like, so you never gonna take out the garbage. That serious? You dead ass. Wow.
The latest angle people are talking about comes from Claressa's recent live stream comments. According to reports, Claressa did not mention Remy Ma by name, but she did speak directly to people who do not like her, people talking online, and people tweeting. One of the lines getting attention was, "You don't like me, and what are you going to do about it?" That one sentence is simple, but it carries a lot, because Claressa is not just saying, "I don't care." She is challenging the people watching. She's basically saying, you can dislike me, you can post about me, you can say whatever you want online, but in real life, nothing changes. Then she added that people were doing all that talking and tweeting, and the message was to move on. Now that sounds like somebody trying to close the door. But the thing about celebrity drama is this: when you respond, even indirectly, you reopen the door yourself. That's why this moment matters. Claressa may have been trying to sound above the situation, but fans immediately connected it back to Remy. So why did everybody assume this was about Remy Ma? Because the timing is too loud. Remy had just brought the drama back into the music conversation with WYFL. The track was widely interpreted as a response to Papoose's ghostwriting claims and as a shot at Claressa. Remy did not need to sit on live for 2 hours. She did what rappers do. She put the message in the bars, and that put Claressa in a tricky spot. If she says nothing, people say Remy got the last word. If she responds directly, people say Remy got under her skin.
Performing according to management. So I said, I heard Fat Joe in Clubhouse speaking so much props on you. That's a great relationship. That's my big bro. That's really like my family. Happy birthday to all the Geminis. You already know, Gemini gang.
So Claressa chose the middle lane. She didn't say Remy's name, but she still gave enough energy for people to read between the lines. That's the strategy. Keep it vague enough to deny, but pointed enough for everybody to understand. And honestly, that's why this story keeps moving. Nobody's fully saying everything straight up, but everybody is saying just enough. Now let's talk about the word everybody loves to use, unbothered. Whenever celebrity drama pops off, somebody always wants to prove they're unbothered. But sometimes the performance of being unbothered becomes the most bothered looking thing in the room. Claressa is a world champion. She doesn't need Remy Ma drama to be relevant. She has medals, belts, history, and a serious legacy in boxing. But this situation is different because it's personal. This is not just fans debating boxing. This is people talking about her relationship, her image, and whether she stepped into a situation that was already complicated. So when Claressa says people are talking and tweeting, she's not wrong. People have been talking for months. But when she answers, even with a little subliminal energy, she gives the conversation another life. That's the celebrity gossip cycle. A small quote becomes a big headline, a little live stream clip becomes a whole debate. And now, here we are asking whether Claressa is really done with the drama or just trying to control how she appears in it. And then there's Papoose. The wild part is that this current back and forth is mainly between Remy and Claressa in the public eye, but Papoose is still sitting right in the center of it. He's tried to push back on the cheating narrative. In interviews, he said the story about him stepping out with Claressa is a false narrative. He also talked about when he says he met Claressa and tried to frame the timeline in a way that clears his name. He also pushed back against the idea that Claressa is the breadwinner in their relationship. That part matters because people online have been trying to paint him like he moved from one powerful woman to another powerful woman for support. Papoose clearly doesn't like that image.
Yeah, he had big Bronx energy. I fucks with Connie. We got a couple of other performers that I wanna talk about. I wanted to see if I could get some of the people that do battle rap, but that really make great music, because for some reason there's this misconception that battle rappers can't make songs or they can't rap on beat and a whole bunch of other stupid shit that's not true. So we'll get to see some of that in the building. Get their music to the masses. Let me see if who I need is here. Yes.
But here is the problem. The more he explains, the more people analyze. The more Claressa responds, the more people connected back to Remy. And the more Remy raps, the more everybody remembers the old black love image that fell apart. That is why this triangle will not die down easily. It is not just about who is dating who, it is about public image. Now, even though today's update is about Claressa, we have to understand what Remy's real target was. Remy was not just throwing random shots. The biggest issue was the ghostwriting claim. For a rapper, especially a female rapper who has had to prove herself in a male-dominated industry, somebody claiming they wrote most of your work is not a small thing. That hits your credibility. That hits your legacy. That hits the thing artists protect the most, the pen. So when Remy came back with WYFL, the deeper message was not only I am mad about the relationship, it was also do not play with my career. That is why the song landed. Even people who felt the personal drama was messy could still understand why Remy would respond to that part. And that is also why Claressa's position is difficult. Claressa is not a rapper in the same way Remy is. If Claressa responds musically, people compare her to Remy. If she responds emotionally, people say Remy triggered her. If she ignores it, people say she's scared to answer. That is a tough corner to be in. But let's be fair, Claressa does have one advantage. She does not have to beat Remy at rapping. She does not have to win a bar-for-bar battle. Her lane is different. Claressa can stand on her boxing legacy, her confidence, and her relationship with Papoose. That is why her message sounds like, what are you actually going to do? In her mind, the internet can talk, but she is still living her life. She is still with Pap. She is still booked. She is still a champion. And that is probably why some fans are saying Claressa shouldn't even give Remy too much attention, because the more she responds, the more she steps on to Remy's battlefield. That's the key difference. Remy's battlefield is words. Claressa's battlefield is discipline, image, and toughness. If Claressa gets pulled too deep into a verbal back and forth, she is playing Remy's game. But if she stays too quiet, Remy's words sit there uncontested. That is why even a short live stream comment becomes a big deal. The internet is not only watching for facts, the internet is watching for body language, timing, tone, and who looks most affected. That is why fans reacted so quickly to Claressa's comments. Some people heard her and said, "She's right, people need to move on." Other people heard the same comments and said, "If you moved on, why are you still speaking on it?" That split reaction is what makes the story clickable. There is no clean winner right now. Remy got attention with the track. Claressa got attention with the response. Papoose is trying to protect his name, and the audience is sitting back deciding who looks the most believable. That's what this has become. Not just drama, but a battle over perception. Who looks pressed? Who looks powerful? Who looks like they are telling the truth? Who looks like they are trying too hard? And once a story becomes about perception, every little move counts. Here's my take. Claressa wanted to sound unbothered, but she also wanted people to know she's not scared of the conversation. That is why she didn't say Remy's name, but still spoke in a way that felt connected to the drama. Remy wanted acknowledgement, and whether Claressa meant to give it or not, the internet treated that live stream like a response. Papoose is still trying to separate his current relationship from the cheating allegations and the divorce mess, but that is hard to do when the public already has a storyline in their head. So the real question is not did Claressa respond, the real question is did Remy force Claressa to respond without saying another word? Because if Remy drops a track, fans talk for weeks, blogs pick it up, and then Claressa goes live sounding irritated by the chatter. That means Remy's move worked on some level. Not because Remy proved every point, not because Claressa lost, but because the conversation is shifted back to Remy's terms. At the end of the day, this drama is not cooling off because everybody involved is protecting something. Remy is protecting her pen and her legacy. Papoose is protecting his loyalty image and his new relationship. Claressa is protecting her pride, her relationship, and the idea that nobody online can shake her. But the more they speak, even indirectly, the more the story keeps breathing. So now I want to know what you think. Was Claressa really unbothered, or did Remy Ma get under her skin with WYFL? Should Claressa say Remy's name directly, or is she smarter for keeping it subliminal? Drop your thoughts in the comments because this one is not as simple as people want it to be. This is Marcus Hale with Shadery, and I'll catch you in the next one.